So excuse me, sorry. So if this again, if m is not equal to 2, this will be our equation to be solved. So what if m is equals to 2? So we have again, diba, we let m is equals to CBO over CAO is equals to 2. So ang ratio sa CBO and CAO is equals to 2. So this should also mean that at any given time in the reaction, the ratio between CB and CAO means CB and CA is equals to 2. So therefore, for this reaction, using the same this using the same rate reaction rate equation, so we have this, and then the relationship na noon is 2. Okay, by using this relationship, so CB would now be equals to 2CA. So using this relationship, CB is equals to 2CA. Using that, we'll now have this equation, and then since CA tanan, so this combine na to na siya, so this would become 4, and the CA would become wala na siya, then this would become cube. Then because CA and P lang atong variables, so we could do separation of variables. So after doing separation of variables, dt, transfer na to ang negative. Then after doing separation of variables, input na to ang integral. We have from CAO to CBO, and then for this one we have 0 to t. Okay, so integral, this is just power formula. This is, yeah, so using power formula we will be getting 1 over negative 2 CA squared with limits CAO to CBO. I mean CA should be CA lang din eh. Sorry. CA CAO CA. So equals to negative 4 K KT limits from 0 to t. Okay, so pwede na to i-multiply ang 2 here, bali na to siya. So we have negative 2 times negative 4 would be positive 8. Then input the limits. So you have 1 over CA squared minus 1 over CAO squared, then T. So hence, this would be what you will be using if the ratio between CAO and CBO is equals to 2. So another special case for a trimolecular is this. So we have A plus B forming to R. This time B doesn't have any coefficients. I mean coefficient rather. Okay, B. So for that, um, applying the rate of reaction equation, negative R A CB. So, muna siya akong ginaingon na although pag i-add na to ang coefficients dire, this will be equal to 2. Although second order siya, pero giingon sa problem na this is third order. So, pag sulat na to sa rate equation, CB would still have an exponent of 2. Para overall, when you add these exponents, 3 gapon siya, under gapon siya sa trimolecular, I mean, third order na reactions. Okay, so with this, our working equation would be this one. And then, since again, tulog hapon ang ato ang variables CA, CB, and DT. So what we need to do is to find a relationship between a CB na may mo siyang CA, and the way to do it is through the BCA table, but this time ang B na to equals to CBO lang kay wala man siya coefficients. I mean, diri as a change, negative 1 and negative CA o XA lang. So with that, we have this relationship between CAO, and then this one also TCA negative. So substituting all of those to here, so you have this and this here. Now, so we have that. So you know where this is going. Very similar lang pag-solve. So we can factor out the CAO here. And this one, we multiply it with CAO. squared, so that this will become that one, mawala na siya, and we have CAO squared, and then we can cancel one CAO. Yeah, mabilin lang ta ani. So we now have x, a, and t as our variables, and then let again m be equals to that. Then using separation of variables, we have that. And then afterwards, we do integration. 0 to t, and then 0 to xa. So again, using partial fraction decomposition, is equals to b plus b plus c. There you go. And then you know what to do here. This all equals would become 1 is equals to a times plus b times plus c times, then expanding 1 equals a m squared minus 2ama xa plus xa squared plus bm plus minus bxa rather minus bmxa plus bxa squared plus c minus cxa. And then solving for the coefficients, so for xa squared we have 0 is equals to a plus b, dalawa. For xa we have 0 is equals to negative 2ma, minus b minus b minus bm minus c. Since negative, gawin natin yung positive lahat. And then for constants, 0, no, it's not 0, it's 1 is equals 2 am squared am squared plus bm plus c. So we have three equations, three unknowns. So solving for the unknowns, we have a, b, and c. So after solving simultaneously, we get these values for the constants. So what we need to do now is input them all back to the equation. But this one is negative, negative 1 man. This is equals to that. And then we do integration. with limits from 0 to xa. So integrating all of this, we get, so after integration, we get this equation. So again, we will be evaluating the limits first before we simplify. So evaluating the limits, so we get this. So as we all know, ln of negative ln of 1 is 0, so we could take this one out. Then ln of m minus 0 is ln of m, and then applying the property of ln, since minus 1, so m over m. So you have that. And then for this one, wala, 0, and then we do some LCD. So we have multiply na siya of m, then we have m minus xa. So we have that. And then m minus xa. So ang mabilin diri is just positive xa. Okay? Then pwede natin ipalabas si m from there. So we have that. Then for the other side, it's just kCO squared t. And then we will substitute back m is equals to CBO over CAO. So every m, palitan natin ng ganyan. Then from here on up, it's just plain simplification of the equation. So this one will become CBO minus CAO. Then same here, we have CAO minus one. Then this one, same. And then we can cancel some COs like this one and this one. there, and then we can combine these two. Make this CO squared. And then this, transfer natin sa taas. So we are left with that. And then if you remember, this one, if we apply this concept, we have, for this one, we have CAO squared, CAO squared, then CAO squared. Pero sa baba, we are left with this, pero naka-square. But no, then and then since similar man sila to each term, we could just cancel them out because on the opposite side we also have CAO squared. So we are left with 1, 1, 1. Na. So in your same and 11 spell book, so the equation looks like this. So our main goal is to have an equation like this. So since each term has this CBO minus CAO squared, but for this one it's just 1, so what we could do is multiply that term with that one. So para mahimo siyang similar to the other terms. So you have that, that. And this one is gonna be squared. And since nakainani siya tanan, what we could do is transpose it to the other side para mawala na siya. Next, since ln, so what we could do is combine these two using the property of ln. Since negative man, so it will be multiplied sa baba. Okay. So if you remember this, so what we could do is multiply this with CaO over CaO. So this will become that, and then this is multiplied by CaO. And then this one is equals to Cb, right? And then this one is equal to Ca. So we have CaO, Cb, and for this we are left with Ca. So okay na ta, dire na term. Ln CaO, Cb, CbO super CaO. Dire na lang. So if you remember, this one is equals to Cb again. You have that. But this one we have CaO minus CbO, but here we have CbO minus CaO. So what we could do is we factor out -1. So this will become CaO minus CbO multiplied by CaOXA, then ang baba multiplied by Cb. Siya. And then here we could just interchange this kay naka-squared man, and if we factor out -1, kailan po ito square, and then -1 squared, it's still negative, it's still +1, so nothing changes to this value. So we are okay there. This one na lang. So we have -1, so it's negative there you go. And then if you remember, in this case gamit niya CB, pero pwede po na to gamiton si CA. So either of the two pwede. So gamiton na to ang duha. So for here, if we rearrange this one, we will get equals to CBO minus CB. So if we rearrange that one, so this one would become that. Or if we use this one as our base for this, so we will be getting equals to CaO minus CA. So either of these two will be your working equation. So, and this is if m again is not equal, m is not equal to 1, same goes here. M is not equal to 1. There. So these two equations, pwede nyo magamit for this type of reaction. A plus B are forming to R. And then third order siya. And then lastly, if M is equals to 1, so meaning at any given time, the ratio between CBO and CAO is equals to 1, or CB is equals to CA. So therefore, our equation, kana, diba? And then since CB and CA are equal, so this will become CA. And then CA would now become CA cubed. So we could just use separation of variables. So we have that and times dt. And then pwede natin i-balance negative here. And then we do integration. We start from CAO and with CA, and then this one we start with 0 to t. Then this one we will be using power formula. So power formula, we have 1 negative 2 times CA squared. It limits from CAO to CA equals negative KT. Limits from 0 to t. Then pwede natin i-transfer ito sa kabila. So, negative times negative becomes positive 2. And then, applying the limits, minus 1 over CAO squared. So this is now the equation you will be using if m is equals to 1. M is equals to 1.